Good morning. Welcome back into my kitchen, Cooking with Carol Diane. I'm Diane. Merry Christmas to everyone out there. I hope you are enjoying your holiday time in your kitchen. I hope you've made a lot of goodies. I'm on day 4 of making a little bit more of something sweet and tasty. Most of my things I give away, I really do. So today I got up and thought, you know what? I just want a little sugar cookie. I really do. So that's what I'm going to bake for you this morning. Last little mug of my Santa little coffee mugs to set the mood. I hope you found some along your way. So this morning, very simple sugar cookie recipe. Let's do this first and get them baking, and then I'll sit down and have my cup of coffee and chit chat for just a few minutes, if that's all right with you. Get a mixer, either hand or tabletop. You will need a cup of butter, real butter please, and have it softened. Put the butter in here. Nice and softened. Stock up on butter whenever you can. You know, you can freeze butter. So if you see some on sale, oh my gosh, get it. Get it. Let me grab a towel right quick. That I did forget, like always, because that's the nature of me. It really is. Wipe my hands off on that. Okay, so you'll need the cup of butter, and then you will need 1 1/2 cups of just regular household sugar. So there's 1, and there's my half. Then you're gonna need sour cream, just a different recipe. And you will need 1 cup of sour cream. Measure that out. Sugar cookies are great any time of the year. You don't have to make them just for the holidays. But of course we like to make them during the holidays so that we can decorate. I'm doing a very simple design this year. Oh, for years and years and years, I used to make so many different varieties of goodies, especially sugar cookies and the different cookie cutters, you know, that I would have. But this year, really, just going standard on it. And we get that going, mix that all up. You are going to need 1 egg at room temperature and a teaspoon of almond extract. Go ahead and put that in. That always makes it smell so good and taste delicious. You'll like that. That going just a little bit more. When you get that butter incorporated in with the sour cream. Fairly large egg. It's not a jumbo egg, but it is a fairly large egg. Put that in there. Now let that beat for a good 2 to 3 minutes. 5 minutes is really fun, especially with butter and sugar. And then I'll be right back. All right, after you know that you have mixed that very well in your mixer, now you're going to need 4 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. And I'm going to go ahead and sift mine this morning. I'm just going to put it in this bowl right here, which is my bean mixing bowl that I absolutely love. I don't bring it out very often. It's quite old and expensive. Clear back in 1938 they made these mixing bowls, and I happened to stumble across one and I was thrilled to get it. So we're going to sift the flour now. If Diane can get it in the mixing bowl. 'Tis the season, right? Yeah, 'tis the season. I got this little sifter the other day, just at Walmart. I thought it was cute because it said Merry and Bright. Yeah, goes a little slow than my regular one. Let me pull out mine. Sometimes using new things is okay, and then sometimes it isn't. I'm going to put mine in my standard sifter that I use all the time, which is my vintage sifter that I like. We'll go ahead with that half. I can get most of it in here. It just cuts the work in half. Really. Okay. Little bit better, huh? We could have been here all day using the red one. Yeah. All day using that red one. That's nice. Get that all done. Let me set this out of the way. I have room on my counter, but I don't. You know, it's just one of those. I use this bar area in my kitchen a lot rather than just my counters because of how I have to set up with the camera for you guys to see. So I use it over here a lot. All right, what did I do with that now? Right here. Okay, so into the dry mixture, you're going to need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Let's get that mixed in. But Diane's not quite awake here. Oh, that's right, 1 teaspoon. It looked like a tablespoon to me, but that's the great big one. 1 teaspoon of the baking soda. And then you're going to need 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Salt. Sprinkle that in there. That's your dry ingredients. And I like to kind of mix it up, especially when you're using salt. Get that kind of mixed up in the flour before you put it in. Nothing worse than taking a bite of whatever you're making and on maybe one end of the batter or pastry, whatever you're doing, all you're tasting is salt because it didn't get mixed in. Now, okay, now you want to incorporate this in. I'll try real hard to do it without making a mess. This cookie recipe, you have to set your oven a little higher, 425. So preheat your oven to 425 while you're doing all of this. The frosting that I'm going to use on this will require you to thaw out your, room temperature anyway. A brick of cream cheese, 8 ounce, and half a cup of butter. Flour will make these cookies nice. Oh, I can smell that almond already. Gosh, it smells good. I like baking during the holidays, don't you? There's just something about it. Getting things ready maybe for company to come over, or even if you're not having company come over. Just your family. Yourself. Yeah. All right. That wasn't too hard. Then you will need a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. have that on reserve. Ready to go. Got flour in there. That looks pretty good. Now, today I'm going to go ahead and roll mine out on my pastry cloth. If you don't have a pastry cloth, that's okay. It's all right. Go ahead, sprinkle some flour on your counter, and you will be just fine. Today, I found these cute little variety and sizes of snowflakes. And I'm going to take, because I don't want a very large cookie, probably this size right here. I mean, this would make a very large cookie. I think it's for when you stack them. Remember the old cookie cutters that were the shape of a Christmas tree? And yes, you had a large one, and then you just kind of went up in various sizes all the way up. Oh gosh, they were fun to make. I made those clear back in my 30s. I really did. Clear back in my 30s. Did I make those stacking trees? Put a little flour down on your counter or a pastry cloth. Now we're going to get the dough out here. It should be creamy looking. That's what you're after, the texture. I asked my son the other day, my oldest son, something came up about my videos. I said, are you watching any? Oh, a couple of them, Mom. Okay. And I said, well, what'd you think? I just wish you'd just relax and be more you, Mom. Whatever that means, I'm not really sure what he meant by that, really and truly. I think I'm me on these videos. I say crazy things that I don't mean to. I'm liable to forget something or whatever. But somehow he'd like me to just be me, natural me. And not so perfectionist, I guess, is what he was getting at. Well, I'll try to work on that. All right, I'm going to take just a good portion of this out of here. Put right here. Don't go anywhere. Oh, nice dough to work with, really. Really, this is nice. Yeah, I like this. Put a little bit on your... People have asked me 1,000 times, what is this on my rolling pin? It's a rolling pin sleeve. And it will come looking almost a little heavier than a cheesecloth material. But I'll tell you what, I've used this thing for years. You just throw it either in the washing machine. What I like to do is take it over to the sink after it gets, oh, I don't know, a little bit of pastry or whatever. Maybe some oil has come off of it from the, your butter or whatever you're doing. And I'll take it over the sink and I'll run some hot water and scrub it really good with soap and water. And then sometimes I'll put it in my washing machine. I really will. Goes right back on my pastry, a rolling pin. All right, so I'm going to say a good 1/4 of an inch. Now take your, and I want to do this, I want to get this kind of started here with my snowflake, my little snowflake. Cut out the snowflake. And put that on your cookie sheet. Now we're going to bake these, a whole bunch of these, in the oven for about, let's see, what did my recipe? 5 to 8 minutes, somewhere in there. Don't burn them. Just get them lightly browned. And then after we pull them out and cool them, then of course I'll ice and decorate them. But this is going to make a nice cookie. It really is. Not that big, and yet nice to pick up and have as a cookie. So I will be back after I stick these in my oven. Hang on. Tune in for the final product. Okay, the cookies are out of the oven exactly 5 minutes. If you want to go a little bit more, between the 5 and the 8, depending on your oven, really. But 5 minutes on my oven gave the cookie, I can't pick it up right now, just enough on the bottom to be lightly browned. And that's all you want. Put this on my cooling rack up here. And then I will begin with my second batch of all these snowflake cookies. Once I get them all done, I'll pop back on. I promise I'll be back. Okay, this makes the third cookie sheet that I have done so far of these cookies. I'm going to set this up here and let them cool. My other ones are right here cooling on the table on cookie racks. So let's start making the icing, the frosting, for these cookies. So again, you will need one of these little packages of cream cheese. I recommend getting the Philadelphia cream cheese, I really do, over a generic one. A lot of times those generic ones sometimes just don't come out when you're baking. It might be okay for a cream cheese dip of some kind, but when you're doing baking like this, use the real stuff, really, a good brand. And then take 1 stick, which is your 1/2 cup of butter, and stick that in there. And get all of it because, gosh, butter is so expensive now. It really is quite high on the butter. And then we're going to take, of course, a little bit more of the almond extract, and you'll need a teaspoon of that. And you know, I'm just going to measure with the cap here. I've done it a lot of times that way. Yeah. Now you want to cream this in your mixer. And get that all nice and smooth and nice. Then you will need some powdered sugar, of course. You'll need 2 cups. And why Diane didn't bring out a measure, I don't know. It's just been one of those days today. Have you got all your holiday shopping done? I finally did. I have left no one out, really. Everybody gets something, whether it's a gift, money, whatever it is, because I just can't not do. You know, it's Christmas. It is a time for giving, not necessarily receiving. So everybody gets something. This last week, I'm always blessed to have my lady friends in my life, and we go out to lunch once a month, sometimes twice. And this year we decided to have our holiday party. You got it. Anyway, we decided to have our holiday party here at my house. And what we did was we ordered lunch. We ordered it from Olive Garden, an Italian restaurant down the street. And each of us ordered whatever we wanted. And then we paid for it. And then one of the gals went and picked it up, all the orders, and brought it over to my house. So I wasn't cooking. I reheated in the microwave just to get it nice and warm again after they all got here. But really, that was kind of nice to do it that way. And then we do a little gift exchange after lunch. And oh, that was fun, really. We tried to keep it to a certain limit money-wise this year because, you know, not all of us have the money to do what we want to do every year. And so we said nothing over $25. Really, if you can keep it under $25, that'll be great. We tried. We did try. Add just a little drop or two of milk, but let's see how it's doing after you mix it. I'm gonna do just a little sprinkle in here and let it mix a minute. And a little bit more. If you add way too much milk at the very beginning, you'll just end up having to add more powdered sugar to thicken it up. You'll know by just looking at it, really. You will. Stop my bowl and scrape the sides of the pan, of the mixing bowl here. Make sure I get all the goodies. There we go. And it's kind of like when you first start with your sugar and butter. Mix it well. Really, you don't want a chunk of the powdered sugar or butter, you know, when you're trying to ice your cookie. Smells so good. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Right there. Now I'm going to pause and put these over here a minute and kind of clear the decks so I can start icing. All right, the cookies are all baked out of the oven and have cooled. Here's a few here. I've got 2 more trays that are still cooling. You're going to get about 30, 32 cookies. If you put about 6 cookies on a cookie sheet at a time, and I've gone through, I think, 4 or 5 regular cookie sheet size. So here they are, and now we're going to start putting some decorations on. Who knew out of this little Walmart cookie cutter set that they would come out so nice, no sticking, anything. I'm kind of pleased with that. I really am this year. All right, so let's get the cream cheese frosting out here. Now, so many ways to do this. Nice frosting, very creamy. These cookies are gonna be delicious. They really, really are. So if I wanted to take a pastry cloth here, I usually take, I have to get my little end down in there first. Get it down in there. If you don't have a pastry bag, cloth, I don't know what I'm thinking this morning, pastry bag. If you don't have one of these, take any Ziploc plastic bag and take the end of it and cut off just a little bit, just a little snippet on the end of your plastic bag, and you'll have the same thing. You really, really will. I like to set mine in a glass and then kind of stretch out the bag so that I can get the frosting in there. Now, what am I going to do with that? Well, I'm going to take a little bit of this because, yes, snowflakes are white. But if I wanted to add blue for winter, take out just a little bit of my frosting here. Take some blue food coloring. And you don't want very much. Just barely a drop. Barely. Swish that around. It's kind of more blue than what I wanted, but that's okay. Maybe not. That just a really light color blue. Mix that real well. And put that in the pastry bag. I wanted to get that mixed up just a little bit more. That's all right, it'll be a caramelized. Caramel looking. Marble is what I want to say, not caramel. Can't talk today. Story of my life, can't talk today. A marble effect is what you want. Bring that all the way down and just kind of set that aside for just a minute here. So I'm going to take a cookie now, and I'm going to take the frosting of just the white. And then I've got two different, oh, pardon me a minute. I gotta take care of this nose that keeps running. Ah, there we go. I was out in the cold weather. Okay, we're gonna take a really light blue sprinkle. And I have one here that's darker of that blue. I don't know that I'll want that. But I'm just gonna take the frosting now. This recipe is so fun. If you had your grandkids, you know, if you're my age, and have grandkids, or if you just have kids in your house that you want to decorate, and you don't want those, the ones that really look kind of greasy looking cookies, you don't want that. You want just a really good cookie. This is one of them. Because of the sour cream, I think it makes it wonderful. I really do. All right, so I've iced the cookie, which now looks like that. And then we're going to take, I'll stick it over here so I don't get too much all over my counter. Oh, this is pretty. Really lighter, the lightest. Dump some off, and then I've got a real light tint to a sugar cookie of sprinkles. Wow, I kind of like that. Put that on a nice holiday plate. Or if I wanted to go with this frosting here, same thing. Then I would take a cookie and ice it again. Only this time, I will take the bag. Hope you can see this okay. Make sure it comes out the bottom. And this is where you just want to trace. Whatever shape that cookie is. And you can make it zigzaggedy like a snowflake would be, because it is. Okay. However you want to do it, really. I think I'm going to go ahead, because I really like these, of having just the sprinkles. I don't know about this darker one. It's awfully dark, but let's try it and see. Or if you wanted just sanding, the white sanding sugar on these would be really nice too. Oh, I can't wait to dive into this, because I'm telling you, the smell alone on these is wonderful. Oh, this isn't too bad either. For a snowflake. There you go. Any way you want to do it, to have it come out, whatever you choose it to be, really. I'm just going to try one of these. Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you what. That is so good. I like a cream cheese frosting better than any other. I really do. You can make it just, if you don't have the cream cheese in your house, you can make it with just the powdered sugar, a little bit of butter, and some milk, or even water if you want to water it down, however you want to do that. Let's jump on over to my table and have a little Christmas chit chat before I end the video. I don't know how many more videos I can make. before the new year, so I kind of wanted to get everything in this video. So I'll catch you over there in just a few. Let me clean up this mess. Well, that's the last of the baking that I'm going to be doing as far as goodies for this year are some sugar cookies. I did the blue ones, which I really like, on a plate. I think this will be fine to snack on from now until Christmas Day and even afterwards. I really do. I did the fudge, the divinity, the snowball cookies, the thumbprint cookies, the eggnog cookies, and now these nice little sugar cookies. I also got my fruitcake baked this year. I did. Husband loves my fruitcake. This is a recipe I don't even know if I'm going to share with anybody because it's pretty special, but this is what the fruitcake looks like. Now, normally I put it in a Angel Food cake pan, and it'll be round and beautiful. You will see that on my website, cookingwithcaroldiane.com. Under holiday, I think it is. Just kind of zip around on my website and you'll see it on there. It's a beautiful cake, it really is. But this is it here. Oh, it smells so good. It is good. This is a one-of-a-kind fruit cake that my family has made for many, many years. And I guess I'm the only one now that has continued to make this recipe because a lot of people don't like fruit cake for whatever reason. Hi, Coco. Little Coco Bean wants to say hello. Here he is. I should have put his little Santa hat on him. I apologize for that. Yes, baby. Yes, honey. You say hello. You can't have that. No. Daisy Mae went to the vet the other day. She's got a clean bill of health. Wait, bye-bye. Say Merry Christmas. She's got the clean bill of health from having her surgery of those bladder stones. They had to take another blood test and a urine test, and she came out fine. So I was pleased with that. Thousands of dogs were there the other day when we went for that visit, so we had to take both of them this time. And that's always an experience to take your dog to the vet. But other than that, like I said earlier, my shopping is done. Everybody has been remembered this year. So what do you kind of enjoy the most at your house, you know, for the holidays? For me, it is my house. I am enjoying the decorations in my house this year. I really am. I went less is more, and I'm so glad that I did. Let me get him a little treat. Okay, dog's taken care of. Anyway, I went less is more with my decorations. My lady friends liked everything I did around my house, and I appreciate that they appreciate all that I do. I put up my 1960s aluminum pom-pom tree this year, and it's pretty. It really is. I hung only red on it with just a couple little white items and the tinsel hanging down. It's vintage. I'm vintage, and I'm really enjoying my tree this year. I really am. I'm having fun with my Santa mugs that now I have a selection of 12, one for every day until Christmas. And that has been fun to pour myself a cup of coffee or tea or whatever in a funny little mug that just sets the mood for Christmas. Just simple little things like that. That's been a treat. Yes, like I said, thankful that Daisy Mae is in good health. I treated myself this year to my Christmas china of the, which I showed, you can see that on my website too, that has pine cones. I kind of did everything with pine cones this year, and I'm thoroughly enjoying that. And Christmas Day dinner, I will sit down at this table and I will have a nice dinner with my china. I didn't get to see the Christmas parade where I live, and I haven't gone out to see all of the Christmas lights. Maybe Christmas Eve I'll do that. I don't know. Are there things that you don't like about this time of the year? One for me would be the crowds of people. Still not used to that at all. The hustle and bustle of people going here and there, and all that they do, to buy a present or food or whatever. There's a lot of people where I live, and I'm still not used to that. I'm not used to the rudeness in the stores, from either the checker at the stand to the other day, my husband and I were in Home Depot. Oh my gosh, crack me up. We bought one item. We went to the far end of the store where the lumber and all that is, to kind of get away from the crowds anyway. We were not in line. I had a basket with my purse, and I actually was looking on my phone, waiting for my husband to finish an aisle that he was looking at. And some young man who was quite a bit in the distance from me, he got mad at me. He actually thought, I guess, that I cut in line in front of him, which I did not. And so he was gruff and said, well, I was in line. And then he just takes off. And, I turned around because I'm thinking, what? What are you talking about? I'm not even in line. I'm over here by this box. I'm not in line. And he gave me a dirty look. He really did. And I'm thinking, oh, that wasn't nice, because I wasn't even in line, and all he had to do was say, ma'am, are you, I'm in line before you or whatever. But no, right out of the gate, he's going to bark something at the holiday season. Oh, yeah. Yep, that was it. I'm still not used to the expense of everything this year, times 3 or times 4 of what you want to go and search for, or most of the time it's just not even there. Kind of like my red cherries that go in this fruit cake. Not on the shelf, not there. But my order did come in time with Amazon, so I was able to get the fruit cake done. Another thing I'm not too happy about at the holiday time is my mailman. Not FedEx, not UPS, the mail service, United States Postal Service, that won't deliver a package to my front door. They always leave it out at the front gate. I have no idea why. No idea why, when the UPS and FedEx men will come down the sidewalk and deliver my package to the front door. Why the Postal Service of the United States Postal Service, they don't do that. And here a while back, when we had a terrible rain, one package really did get soaked. It really did. Not too happy with that. But for everything else, putting all that aside, of the stress, frustration, don't like this or don't like that at a holiday time, there's always the good that you can find in the holiday spirit. There really is. Giving people, nice people, people with smiles on their faces, really. Christmas is a time for family and friends. Hope, joy, memories, peace, and love. And try to remember that when you are home, either baking, fixing your Christmas Eve dinner. Think about the people in your life, whether they're with you or not, whether you're by yourself or not. I've had many, many years, folks, that I was single and by myself for the holidays, and wasn't living around my kids or anything, and had to, go through the motions of putting something together for dinner, putting up maybe a little tiny tree. I took 2 great big plates of my goodies for my husband's work, gave those away. Because I usually give all my stuff away. I really do after I make it. I keep out a few things to munch on, but that's about it. Then I took a tray over to my 95-year-old neighbor, who's kind of shut in most of the time. Oh gosh, she was thrilled. And in her place, she had, it was only about maybe 3 foot tall, but it was an aluminum tree. It was silver aluminum tree. And she had hung some special ornaments that she remembered throughout the years. And that was special to her. She had a string of bulbs around the Christmas tree, and they all played a little jingle music of some kind. So she was in the mood, and that's what it's all about too. So she's okay, and I told her, if nobody's gonna come and get you for Christmas Day dinner, you know, you let me know. I'll be right on that. Invite her over for my dinner, and even if she doesn't want to come over and sit at this table, I'll certainly take a plate of food over to her. Shut-ins, it's very important, you know, to remember them. So try to think about that this year, you know, be thankful of the blessings and different things that you've had throughout the year and other things that are coming up. I don't know how many more videos I can do after the first of the year. My gosh, the first 6 months starting 2026 is jam-packed for me. It really is. I'm having another major surgery done the 8th of January, and there'll be some downtime for that. And then a couple months after that, my son is getting married before spring. And it just every day on my calendar, on my new 2026 calendar I bought the other day, I was sitting at my desk the other day marking down, you know, several things, and I thought, gosh, this is filled for the next 6 months. Who knew? So try to do that in your own household. Sit down, make a plan for the new year. It doesn't have to be a New Year's resolution, really. Just kind of get organized and make your plan. But the most important thing right now that I want to share with you is all of this that I do is from my kitchen into yours. And I hope you've enjoyed my videos that I have made for you. I hope that you have enjoyed, I don't know, just crazy little things either that I say or do in my kitchen. I'll try real hard to be more like my older son wants me to be, very natural and down to earth. I don't know what that is with me because I think I'm that way anyway. But we'll try for the next year to have some new videos of new recipes and different things. I am going to be very diligent and put a fire under me and try real hard to get that second cookbook done and published for you, because that's a lot of my videos will go into that cookbook of things that I've made for you and other things. I may not have my website any longer. I have been really seriously considering shutting that down. Folks, I just don't have the time to keep it going, really, and the expense of what goes into caring for a website. You just click on YouTube and watch me, really. Maybe in the new year I'll try to put the recipes in the description area for you, that'll help you out a little bit. I don't know. I'm not real good at all that either. I'm good at it, don't get me wrong. It's just, it's time consuming. And this next year I want to devote to so many other things in my life. I really do. Gosh, I've enjoyed making the videos for you the last few years. I have. I'm going to sit here now and have one of my nice sugar cookies that looks so good, and they are very, very good. These right here. I may munch on my fruitcake. But I wanted to wish you all happy holidays, very, very Merry Christmas, and a very nice Happy New Year if I don't see you until then. This is Cooking with Carol Diane. I'm Diane, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.